I'm honored to serve as the president of the SOGO board. In this afternoon's event, we'll be celebrating our students and playing some music together. But before we get to that, I've got a couple of quick announcements. First off, there should be a button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen that says Speaker View. I suggest that you click that so that you can see everything that's going on more clearly. Also, we are recording things today so that you'll be able to share them later if you want to. It's very important that we thank Dean Schmidtke and Capital Heating and Cooling for sponsoring our season finale. Capital Heating has been a steadfast supporter of SOGO and many other arts organizations in Olympia for many years. We're deeply appreciative of their continued support in the challenging times that we face today. So thank you very much, Capital Heating and Cooling. I also want to acknowledge our artistic leaders, Cameron May, Greg Allison, Executive Director, Karina Allison, our conductors, teaching artists, staff, parent volunteers, and board members. Thank you all for helping to make this such a wonderful and memorable season this year through all the challenges that we faced. And thank you also to our students and families for being here today. Your involvement and support are really special to us. Every week we learn new things about how we may be able to come together in the future. We don't know all the answers yet, but we are still working on that. And I do know that we will be making music together again as soon as we possibly can. So normally at this point, I would ask everybody to silence their electronic devices, but don't do that this time, please. But without further ado, I want to turn things over to Jennifer Marin, who's going to get the show on the road.
All right, can everyone hear me? Yes, great, thanks. It's so great to see everyone. It's just a wonderful way to have a Sunday afternoon and get to finally all be together. And it's great to see both current debut members and former debut members, because many of you have been in the debut orchestra at one time or another. There was a couple things that I wanted to share from this year that came to mind right away, and they were really real poignant highlights for me. The first one was that I think this was a year that I can say almost every rehearsal that I attended was really a highlight. And the reason was because I felt like I was coming to a meeting place with students that were just eager to learn. I knew that I could push you musically. I knew that we could have a good time, but that we were all there to really achieve our best. And it was just a thrill to be able to make music. It was invigorating to come each and every week and spend time with you. And I really miss that. And I'm sorry that it got cut short, but you know, it was just a very beautiful way to spend my Sundays. And so thank you for that. My other highlight was what ended up being our last concert together, but was our second concert together. And I just have a very, very vivid memory of being on stage with all of you, and just the level of musicality, the level of maturity that I was hearing from all of you as you were playing. It felt like I was with a whole bunch of just cool, calm, seasoned musicians, and that we could actually have a really back and forth communication on stage, and that we could just be in the moment and really share that. And that was just a beautiful time, and I really appreciate it, you guys. It just has made this year so awesome to be able to sit and listen to you on stage and to hear just a level that I have not heard in a long time. And it's because of all of you. So because of that, I really, really, really look forward to next year, to getting together, to being able to make music again in person, and to be able to push that envelope just a little bit further, and to see what really will be able to happen together as an orchestra, and to continue to strive to improve and to surpass the years in past. So thank you so much, and it's really great to be here with you today. I'm going to pass it over to my wonderful co-conductor, Mr. Travis Seifer.
Well, it is great to see how many people are in here on this Zoom meeting. It's just, yeah, spectacular to see all this participation. And what I want to share some of my memories and kind of my favorite memories from the season. I think all of them kind of surround just the progress that the debut orchestra has made. And I think back to the first dress rehearsal, and I think it was the Reformation Symphony that we were working on, and just being in front of the orchestra and just hearing this huge, beautiful, and pretty mature sound, and just kind of thinking about where we started the year with everyone, and just kind of astounding the amount of progress that we made, and just how beautiful the sound was and what we had accomplished there. And then also thinking back to our second, though I should say the second program, because it wasn't so much the concert, but just listening to the group rehearse the Argonnes, each week. And there were so many difficult passages in there, so many hard rhythms and counting and syncopations, and just listening to that come together. And then really so many of the students just really owning all of those challenges. And it was just so cool to see and hear all of that come together. And I don't want to say I was surprised, but it was so cool to see. And that, I think, kind of ties in with what I'm looking forward to. Is just, as we go into the auditions, I'm really looking forward to see all the growth that students have made over the course of this year, and just carrying that momentum forward. And so I think that should be a lot of fun to listen to that. So at this point, I'm going to introduce now Elizabeth Ward.
I have a couple of highlights that I really love, and one is always the school tour. It's really a lot of fun. I get to know the students so much better, and it's amazing from the first concert to the last concert of the day how much just being together is ups our game. Second thing is I would like to give congratulations to the brass choir. I thought you made amazing improvement this year. Thank you, trumpets. And then a little aside here, I'd like to thank Cooper Brown for using the word exquisitely. I love that word. It tastes so good. Now, I'm looking forward to returning to rehearsing with all of you. And I'm wishing you a great summer, lots of great activities. Be well. And then I have to introduce the next person, which is very easy. I only have 4 words to introduce this guy, and it is teacher, mentor, colleague, and friend, Mr. Allison.
Thanks, Liz. I love those 4 words. Those are good ones. There are actually so many highlights for me and achievements as the Academy Orchestra grew in numbers this year, but also filling out sections and growing in artistry through the year. However, one highlight that comes to mind is, like Liz had said, the Academy tour. And just before the March concert, I can't believe that we actually got it in, which was just fabulous. And we were out to 2 middle schools and 1 elementary school, and we were able to feature several local public school teachers as soloists with the orchestra, and several student speakers that did stellar work presenting, as well as the entire orchestra. And you never know, you really never know what future musicians our students may have inspired during that time. And the other highlight, like with Liz, with my brass choir conductor baton in hand, actually there's no baton there, but we'll pretend, was our SOGO Ho-Ho holiday concert. And this year's program featured Olympia Youth Chorus, celebrated 20 years of holiday shows. I can't believe we've done that many, with samples of music and shtick used throughout the years. Our teaching artists and students presented an artistic and just beautiful presentation, polished and inspiring, and also entertaining. The program was just amazing. Anyway, I look forward to new and rewarding experiences, whatever that looks like, with new literature and in new settings, and whatever those may be. I also encourage students to use the benefit from the audition resources on Flipgrid that are offered by our fabulous teaching artists. And there's a plethora ooh, I like that word. There's a plethora of resources that our TAs have put up there. So if you haven't taken a peek at it, either for excerpts for conservatory or just hints on auditions and sight reading, there's some great wisdom shared by many, many folks and that have literally thousands of hours sitting in orchestras and teaching. So now, I guess, we go to Mr. May.
Okay, hi everybody. Thanks. Let me add my thanks for being here. It's been really fun the last few minutes to watch the number of participants just keep rising, and I scroll through the gallery view. Of course, I can only see a few of you at a time, but it's nice to scroll through and see you, and so many of you are sitting patiently with your instruments at the ready, which is cute. I promise we'll get there. We have a couple other things to do first, but we will get to some playing in a little bit. My two highlights from the year, the first one, I go back to December when we did our Messiah sing-along. I enjoy all of our concerts because there's just an energy on stage that just goes above and beyond what we do in rehearsal. And the reason the Messiah stands out for me is because, as well as the energy of the performers on stage, there's also the energy of hundreds of people in the audience singing. And I truly have the most blessed seat in the house because I get to listen to sound coming at me from all directions. And so that's always a highlight for me. My other one, I guess, in a similar vein, was the side-by-side that Conservatory did with Olympia Symphony at the end of January. Having our students one-to-one with professionals and playing through the two movements of the New World Symphony and hearing all that they had to offer our students was really inspiring and fun and heartwarming and just a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll add on to what others have already said about auditions. As hard as it was to have this year come to a screeching halt, we're not going anywhere, and so we'll be around next year in some capacity. And so we are looking forward to having you all come in and audition for next year. I see there's already over 80 of you signed up, so that's great. Looking forward to seeing that list continue to grow and seeing you all come in. We know it's going to be a little weird and a little different having it be on Zoom, but you know, it's new for all of us, and we're just going to do the best we can, and we look forward to hearing from you. So I think, are we ready for the senior slideshow? In our May concert every year, we always like to line up our seniors on the front of the stage and embarrass them. I mean, just give a little of celebrate how wonderful they are and how long they've been with us and how much we appreciate them. So since we can't do that, I've got a little slideshow for us. First up, I don't think I saw her on the list yet. But first up, we had Jimena from Olympia High School. She was a violinist. She joined us actually just this year. She was an exchange student who some of her Oli High friends roped into SOGO, and so it was fun to have her join us in the violin section this year. Also with us just this year was ELLISSA Lee on flute, again, a wonderful addition to our conservatory orchestra this year, and did a beautiful job with the flute solos in the L'Arlésienne Suite by Bizet that we did in November. And yeah, it's been wonderful to get to know her this year. Next up, we have Miss MOIRA on oboe. MOIRA joined us last year and was one of our two seniors, along with Jay, who I'll get to in a minute, that we were going to feature on Copeland's Quiet City on this concert that was supposed to be today. We're still looking for a way to get that performance in, but MOIRA, of course, doubling up on oboe and English horn and being just a wonderful addition to our conservatory orchestra. Next up, we have Brandon from carrying the torch from Tumwater High School on cello. And yeah, Brandon's been a leader within the cello section in both my years here and also a couple of years before that. Yeah, I have here joined in 2017, so it's been wonderful to have Brandon. Next up, we have Jay on trumpet, and Jay joined us in 2016, I believe, and I saw Jay earlier. I know Jay's here somewhere, and again, we were going to feature Jay and MOIRA on this concert, and we're still looking for a way to do that. But Jay also, of course, we were able to feature on the Messiah, and he absolutely nailed the trumpet solo on the Trumpet Shall Sound, and so that was definitely a highlight of that for me. Next up, we have Miss Gwen, cellist from Capitol High School, and more about Gwen a little later, but Gwen and Brandon in particular have really been wonderful leaders within our cello section, and we're going to miss both of them as they leave, but they've definitely led by example, and I'm looking forward to continued strength in the cello section following their lead. Okay, two more. Next up, we have SOURIYA, and SOURIYA played trombone for us for several years. And also this year played additionally in the Academy Orchestra on violin, and so that's been kind of a fun challenge and enjoyable to have him in there as well. And last up, so we went from newest to most experienced, and so last up here we have CYRUS. And CYRUS joined us. He took 1 year off, but he has played with us for 7 seasons. And so he holds the record for number of years with us. So definitely miss CYRUS and ELLISSA. Both of the conservatory flutists were seniors, so we'll miss them both. And everybody that I've mentioned. It will not be the same orchestra without you. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Allison real quick, who has some words for our seniors as well.
What a great group of folks, and we just want to say thank you for your commitment to excellence, to your artistry, for your determination, and for your service, because that's what you're speaking through with your music and with your commitment to SOGO and to so many other things as well. And as SOGO graduates, and this group of folks, and as you as graduates, we would like to commission you in 4 different areas. Number 1, we'd love for you to be arts ambassadors. Now more than ever, we need things of beauty in our communities. And 2, to be an active alumni and a supporter of SOGO, returning when possible for a concert, whenever that happens, or a rehearsal, and encouraging new and potential members. 3, to be thankful for what you have received, and to give words of thanks to those who made your experience possible. A parent, friend, or relative. I don't know who that is in your past, but be thankful to them and make sure you say those things to them. Whether it's a teaching artist, a conductor, a SOGO board member, or a financial supporter, it truly takes a village. And then also be a generous volunteer and donate to make SOGO and other organizations like it healthy and available for others, wherever your life may take you. Again, thank you. Without incredible students like you, there would be no student orchestras of Greater Olympia. Congratulations.
Okay, and now for our senior scholarship. Every year, thanks to the generous support of Twin Star Credit Union, SOGO awards a scholarship to a graduating senior who demonstrates many years of leadership and service to SOGO, and who acts as an ambassador for SOGO in the greater Olympia community. This year's recipient is cellist Gwendolyn Bear, who stood out to us as finally exhibiting all of these qualities. Gwen has been a part of SOGO since 2015, and she has consistently served as an ambassador for SOGO by being a part of several small ensembles that performed in the community, including most recently, right before everything shut down, the Beatles vs. Stones tribute concert on February 24th. Moreover, with ever-present determination and an infectious personality, Gwen has been the most positive of role models for her peers in the cello section and the orchestra as a whole. SOGO will not be the same without Gwen, and we are very pleased to present her with this scholarship. Once again, thank you to Twin Star Credit Union for underwriting this. This is an $800 scholarship that has been presented to Gwen. And I don't see her on the list, but I already talked to her, so she knows she's getting this. Okay, so for those of you that checked your email yesterday, you no doubt saw this little preview of what we were going to do today, and this is why I asked you to have your instruments at the ready. So in just a moment, we're going to end our season as we began it. If you remember back to our season kickoff, one of the things we did that very first day was play Ode to Joy all together. And that was going to be the end of our performance today, was that mass finale. That's what we were working towards. But since we can't do that, we're going to do the only other way we know how, which is a virtual collaboration. And so this week, some of our staff, alumni, board members, and one of our student board members sent in recordings, and we put together this little mashup just as a preview of what we're about to do. So while you're getting your instruments ready, go ahead and one second, just making sure I have sound. While you're getting your instruments ready, go ahead and check out what we're about to do. Okay, so now it's your turn. And the reason we were able to make that work is because they used a demo track where I played along with a click, basically a glorified click track, so that everyone was playing the same speed. So that's what we're going to do now. So hopefully everybody's ready. And I'll give you a little bit of a click, and then I will count you in, and you can go ahead and play with me. Mr. Allison, maybe you want to go to speaker view, to gallery view on your screen, so that when we put this out to record, they can see everybody playing. Hey, here we go. Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's stop for a second. Couple of things I'm noticing as I'm also watching the gallery view. We are only doing this once through. So regardless of what instructions are on your page, we are only playing it once. So if you're playing off of what is labeled the Academy debut version, which is everybody playing the melody, everyone's just going to play it once. If you're playing the conservatory version, which is the one not labeled Academy and debut, you should start at letter B and play to the end. So I should have said that at the beginning. I apologize. Let's try again. So everyone should be playing together. I also hopefully may have a little bit better sound this time. Here we go. Everybody together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great job, everybody. At this point, here's what we're going to do. Mr. Allison is going to put a link to a Google form in the chat, and we're asking each one of you, after we are finished here today, after we go forth, to have one of your family members record you doing what you just did. And you will see, when you open up the Google form, you will see a video of me playing with a metronome, as I just did when we were rehearsing. So you should play along with that. Academy and debut members only need to play once. Conservatory members, we are asking you to do it twice. Once with everybody on the melody, which is the Academy debut version, and once with the original version that I handed out this year, which is so starting at letter B and playing to the end. Once you have recorded, we're going to ask one more thing of you, and that is for someone to take a photo of you making a joyous pose. If you remember from the demo video that I played before we did it together, we had everybody, at the end, we had silly looking joyful photos of everybody, and we would like to get those of you as well. So, Mr. Allison, what do you have to add?
I just realized that I just sent out the wrong link, but I will send out the correct one in just a moment, and it will also be coming out in an email that we'll send out in a moment, right as soon as the meeting is done. But we're just really thankful. Scrolling through and looking through screen after screen of kids and parents was just absolutely amazing. So thanks for all that joined. And again, we're looking forward to what lies ahead for us.
One more thing before you all go. It looks like the sun is out. So as much as possible, we would love for you to do this outside. Maybe like standing right outside your front door, playing out to your neighborhood or to your woods or to whatever's outside your front door, playing out to the world. There's a wonderful video of a youth orchestra from the United Kingdom, and it's just a compilation of all of them standing outside, playing out windows, playing outdoors, playing this for each other and for the world. And that's what we're trying to replicate here. So the instructions and the demo are all on the form that Mr. Allison just sent out. It will also be emailed to you shortly. And so thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Cameron, I'm going to unmute everybody for a moment so that we can all say goodbye to each other. It'll be nothing, it'll be crazy.
Total chaos.
On your mark, get set.
This unfinished
Participants going down. 82, 93.
You started.
Go bassoons!
Oh, it's so good to see everybody's faces.
It really is.
Yeah.
You said the starting Nazi helmet come out.
Oh, yeah. Artie.
Artie Johnson.
Yeah. Catherine. We should go see if Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Hi. Hey, Rena.
Anna would love to play with you. Oh, okay.
One more time.
Hi, Sarah.
All right.
Or if you want to
We should see if Catherine's going to out there. Well, I think she probably want to do it by herself. Okay. I think we'll leave.
Okay.
Bye.
I sent you a chat question, Greg.
Oh, I'm not done.
Everybody.
So you can decide whether you want to play by yourself or with me. Okay? All right.
Hit me. I miss your husband.
Thank you for putting this together, Greg. This was so cool.
Great. It's fun. I can't find your chat.
You what?
It was
Some of you are diligently waiting for something else to happen.
exactly.
Just go do your recordings, and we'll see them as they come in. Great to see all of you, and we'll see you at auditions.
It must be over.
Like the last ones out get to move percussion. Gosh.
I did something.
Daniel.
Bye, Daniel.
Hey, bud. Hi, Bo.
Over.
There, Miss. Okay. Well, I think log off. Those of you that are still here, they're cooking downstairs. See you all soon in auditions.